It's March. If you've just watched my allotment video, then it's afternoon time and I've had a shower and changed clothes. So, you know, hooray, clean and tidy. Just thought I'd give you a tour of the garden as it is at the moment. It's, so far not too bad. The chamomile has not liked the winter and the cold and the wet. So it's looking a bit threadbare in places. I'm hoping, they're still green, there's also a few weeds in here too, that you still smell it. It's going to bulk up as the sun comes out. Otherwise, we're going to take patches out, dig in some better drainage, more grit and things like that, and then put it back again. But we'll see. I mean, it was a kind of last-minute idea actually. The chamomile. The joys of spring are with us. Apart from the wind and the rain, the little star magnolia came out just last night, and every bloom is perfect. We had this back in January, and last year it was very rainy and wet, and it got little mushy spots on it, but every one is just perfect. The willow we also had last year, and the buds are broken on that, and they look like, I don't know, little mice, something like that. The birds, the blackbirds, love the garden, especially the wren and the squirrels. The maple is still asleep. So, buds are kind of, you can hardly focus on that. Buds are starting to swell a bit. My favourite bit is around here. The cherry tree. Now, it had maybe 10 blooms last year. It was in a pot, but it's gone in the ground and look at that. You hear the wind getting up that's where the squirrels live, in that tree. Look at the cherry. Look at this. This is Accolade, it's called, and I bought it from the nursery, Tree Nursery, Bathampton Nursery. And it's just spectacular. It started down here. It started blooming here last week, and then sort of came up, and then the top went. And then just this afternoon, this part went, so it's just fantastic. Look at that, even in the wind blowing around. Japanese anemones I've had over there, and I've moved them down to here, so they're all in one big bank. The Hakone clover is starting to come out. We lost one plant here with this nettle, has to come out. Again, it's very damp. You can see algae on the ground, especially down here. This is probably one of the worst patches of chamomile. So it's been kind of sodden through winter. What else have we got? Most of the climbers are not awake yet, but the chocolate vine is, the akebia. Hebes are doing alright. Those less so. There's the star magnolia again. Spirea, I don't know how you pronounce it. Firelight has just been fantastic. It's bare stalks over winter, and then this has just gone red and yellows and greens. The bamboo has taken a lot of the wind. This needs a tidy up. It's starting to grow again for this year. But at the end of last year, I trimmed it to a level, and it's just coming up. What have we got down here? The Garrya elliptica with its tassels. Sorry, that was me stepping on my shoelace. It wasn't me breaking wind. That was definitely the shoelace. Has silver tassels still. It's gone past its best, but these were fantastic. I wasn't expecting the tassels until maybe a year or two. And then we've got all sorts of things going on. Pink versions. Where I have got flowers in the garden, they're white and pink and red. The Photinia is definitely red, not a flower, just to go with the cherry. So everything sort of goes together. The maple, when that goes red, obviously is red. And in our pine corner, this is doing fantastic. This is our little Westernburt pine. Another little maple. Rescue bamboo's doing alright, and the red bench, the famous red bench, just looks fantastic. Whatever the weather, grey skies, snow. Lantern is getting a little bit green and algae-like. I put some ferns in down the bottom, but I'm not too sure I like those. We'll see how those go this year. And then what have we got here? Candy stripe. Sorbaria has the best leaves. It was wonderful when it unfurled. And the Cryptomeria is looking pretty cool. The small version is looking pretty cool. The pine up here is looking suitably nice. The gravel garden, easier to rake when it's wet. The squirrels will stand on these stones. Well, sometimes they'll stand on here. We'll give them their nuts. And through the gateway into the shade garden where I've got preparations for later. Still got to tidy that bit up and think about putting something in. Things are starting to wake up. The hostas are just unfurling this week and last week. The little tiny maples we have back here are just starting to wake up. And the star is definitely the wasabi. A few years ago, it was just one leaf in a pot from the British Wasabi company, and it's just gone bonkers. And you can eat all of this, you can eat the whole lot, especially the flowers are really good in tempura batter. We've not had much sun, but I've got the solar pump just to aerate it. It's off right now. It takes batteries too. Carrot fern is new. I've got a few new ferns here and there. The mushrooms are going over from the bark. Things are waking up here. Ferns aren't quite out yet. Maybe soon. It looks a bit sad, so I'm going to put in more evergreen ferns. More evergreens up the top, as you can see. Monty says it needs to be more lush, and I completely agree with him. We've got little flowers down here that are not keeping with the white, red and pink. Little violet colour flowers. And then we've got pond's looking very mushy. It's got algae growing in it, but we've got water boatmen and things like that. And then we've got our other bench, and back here we've got stuff that's been nibbled, more ferns, spleniums and whatnot. And you can just sit down and, you know, it doesn't look too bad. You can see through to the bench. Hi. I think it's going to be a great year. So that's where we are at the moment. I think my next job in the next week or two is just weeding. Just keeping an eye on things. And just enjoying everything that's coming in succession now. So it was the willow, and then the cherry, and then the magnolia, and I've got peonies growing in pots now. Monty suggested we could have a couple of pots on here, and it's right. And then we've got another cherry, but this one's for eating. And then, oh hang on, this one's the apple, I think. This one's the cherry, and this one's the pear. So we're going to have some fruit. We're going to put them in some nicer, non-plastic pots. Yeah, I think you'd agree, certainly on camera, even in real life, it's looking really good. I'm really pleased. I'm still really pleased. Every day it makes me smile. So that's the tour. If you've got any questions, wonderings, if you've got any particular plants you want to know more about, or the process, or the program, then do get in touch. You know, just drop me a comment and I'll get back to you. You've been very nice in your comments. I've appreciated reading them all. Maybe we'll do another catch up in a couple of weeks. We'll see what else comes up. Maybe when the maple wakes up. It's a bit too cold for it though. It's a bit too cold for me, so I'm going inside. We'll do a tour sometime soon.